presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
Now Spartans 2-on-1 into the zone. Shot! Oh! Another roof shot. 5-on-3 into the Spartans zone. What a save by Augustine. And now Michigan State back over the blue line. Ranked wide to pass. Out front. There it is.
It's time for the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by the IBEW NECA 665. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org. The Adam Nightingale Show is also brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, Simple Human Sense, the Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results, the MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment, Choose Chill, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Raise hope and foster dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. The Adam Nightingale Show is also presented by One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. And by Shaheen Chevrolet, offering the largest inventory of new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles in Lansing. Buy, lease, trade in, or sell us your vehicle at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Relax and enjoy the Shaheen difference. Now, with head coach Adam Nightingale, here's Rob Woodward and the voice of Michigan State Spartan hockey, Scott Moore.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Adam Nightingale Show, presented by IBEW NECA 665. Coach is here, Woody is too, and for the next 60 minutes, we'll talk about playing 4 games in 7 days, the upcoming road trip to Happy Valley, and a whole lot more. Plus, a little bit later in the show, we'll be joined by Spartan goaltender Luca DePasquo, who just went 4-0 last week. Big round of applause for Luca. So come on over to our new permanent location, One North Kitchen and Bar, East Lansing on Abbott, just north of Saginaw, and join us for dinner. And if you want to join the live audience for any of our coaches' shows, make your reservation by emailing coachesshow@onenorthdining.com. Well, Coach, it was a wild but satisfying week for you and your Spartans. As I mentioned, 4 games in 7 days, and the team came out with a 4-0 record, a Great Lakes Invitational Championship, and 2 conference wins. Nice work on Short West, boss.
Thanks. Yeah, no, thank you. That was a fun stretch there. You know, I think give our guys credit, right? They had a good first half, and obviously went home for 10 days, and spending time with family is the most important thing, but also knowing what we had ahead of us. And we talked about that as a group, right? Is you got to take care of your body, and you're not going to have a coach over your shoulder. And I think we got a group of guys that don't necessarily need that, right? They want to be great. And, you look at the GLI, and, the first game, Northern was, you can look at their record, but you look across the scores of college hockey, and anyone can beat anyone, and especially coming out of break. So I thought the guys did a really good job of staying with it and playing how we needed to play, and then to play the top 4 team in Western Michigan, a team that we got a ton of respect for, and we had met in the tournament, and they were definitely excited about playing us and challenged our group, and then quick turnaround to play at home and come back. That Thursday game at Munn was awesome. We hadn't played at home in a while, and to cap it off, to play at Wrigley in pretty dramatic fashion to end it with 1.4 seconds left.
Pretty dramatic. Yeah.
Knights, you talk about that stretch, but really, you look back at the beginning of December and playing Wisconsin and Minnesota, and then the stretch you just talked about, and now we're on the road again to Penn State, and then it's Michigan. It's really the entire season. You talk about this mini stretch, but the thing that I'm curious about is you mentioned it when you send the guys home for 10, 15 days or so, and they don't have a coach over their shoulder. What do you give them? Do you give them any type of workouts that you want to see them do, or are you just trusting them to say, hey, do the right thing, guys? And it's not maybe just exercising, but it's probably, try not to overeat a little bit, try to get some good sleep as well, doing the right thing.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a plan. Like we sat down with Will Morlock, our strength coach, and, there's sports science is so in depth, right? So in knowing what a normal load looks like for our guys in a week and making sure you hit that number. And, getting on the ice can be a challenge. Some guys don't have access to it, but finding a way to have access to it. And then I think that's we want to recruit players that, don't do it just because the coach says to do it. Like, do it because you want Michigan State to be great. And that's, I think, when your team has a chance, is when the guys are doing it because they know it's the right thing and not because the coach is telling them they have to do it. And definitely taking ownership and responsibility for their development and our team. And, so far we've had a group of guys that have done that.
Because I'm sure you remember playing when you'd have, even if it was a short break, like you come back and your legs, you can tell. And you could maybe see it a little bit in that Northern game. But, I mean, I was impressed as a spectator, as the radio guy, when you look at those 4 games in 7 nights, how conditioned your team really was. I've got a question for you, though. You won it in 2004 as a player. You just won the GLI as a coach. Is there any different of a feeling for you personally in those 2 different wins? As a player or as a coach?
Yeah, it's probably different, right? When you're a player, and I got to play with my younger brother there, so that was special. But when you're coaching, you watch how much work the guys put in, right? And you want to see them. You hope that they get rewarded for doing the right things and practicing hard. And even away from the rink, like we got a group of guys that are really committed, and it just doesn't happen, right? You got to commit to being great. You got to sleep. You got to go to bed at the right time. You got to eat the right things, and you got to do skill sessions and do them with intent. And in the weight room, you got to in practice. So, for me, I think I really enjoyed it as a coach because it's. We got a group of guys that have bought into how we need to do things to be good, and we got to continue that down the stretch.
Yeah, we were just at 2 really cool events. The Big Ten did a great job at Wrigley, but staying with the GLI, I'm curious, Knights, do you guys have any say on who gets invited to that tournament? It's basically Michigan Tech, I know, runs it, but we've been there a long time as well. Do they consult with us as a school on, hey, we're going to invite these guys, or let's try to keep it within the state of Michigan moving forward, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. They'd reach out, and at the end of the day, it's their tournament. They do a heck of a job, and we're there to support them. But they got to make decisions on who's invited to the tournament. So we definitely have sent them recommendations if they need us to call a school or a coach maybe that we have more of a relationship with it to try to push it over the edge. But I do think if you're sitting back and watching that tournament, if I'm a college coach, I'd be dying to get in the tournament. I think it's a great experience for your guys. I think Grand Rapids is a great town. Tech does a heck of a job. The crowds were awesome, and so it's great to see the rink filled up. I think it took some time, and I think it's only going to continue to grow.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have Woody out in the audience to get questions from the audience. We will be back with more MSU hockey on the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, right after this on the Spartan Media Network.
With full electrification of our communities on the horizon, the electrical construction industry is rapidly growing. As an IBEW apprentice, you earn a living wage while you learn, graduate debt-free, and start a great career with excellent wages, family health care, and retirement benefits. IBEW 665 and the National Electrical Contractors Association are the leaders in training the next generation of electricians. The future is electric. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at U of M.
Coming back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Coach Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. You know, Big Coffee loves Michigan State, and they love it when the Spartan hockey team wins. When the Spartans win at home, you can visit any Mid-Michigan Big B location the next day and receive a BOGO coffee, courtesy of Big B Coffee, proud partner of Michigan State Athletics. Well, we've got the wireless microphone has thawed out. We didn't have it at Wrigley Field because I think it froze. But it's working tonight, and we're out in the audience. Greg, you're up.
Thanks, Scott. Adam, what a month. I mean, it's just time and time again, you come out on top.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a fun month for sure.
I'd like to focus on one, and just what are your thoughts on the World Juniors competition as a whole? And also the performance of a couple of young men there, Trey and Maxim. And also, you know, how are your feelings about winning the gold again, back to back?
Yeah, I mean, World Juniors is, you know, for a hockey player, I mean, it really is. I mean, outside of the Olympics, it's the biggest international event, and it's kind of the crown jewel of amateur hockey before you get a chance to play professionally. And you look at how much pride, you know, all the countries taking it, right? It's a special, and to be able to even make your country's team. You know, last year we had 4 guys playing it, and this year had 2. And you know, I thought Max did a heck of a job his 4th year in the tournament. They had a lot of turnover, and they were a younger team, and especially as a defenseman, he had to defend a lot. But I thought he did a great job representing Michigan State, and had a really good tournament. And then Trey, you know, for him to you know, play in his 3rd and medal again, and you know, that goes down as, you know, he's got the most wins in the history of USA Hockey at that tournament. That's not easy to do. And I think the last 2 years, I think he's been their best player, you know. And so but he does it humbly, and it's not about him. And I think that's what's really cool for all of us in this room and listening. You know, he really does represent Michigan State like all of our guys. You know, it's not about him, but super proud of those guys. And, you know, for us, you know, we're going to continue to recruit high-end players, and this will be a reality of, you know, some years you might have more than others, or maybe there's some years not, but I also think I was proud of our guys of playing the way, you know, the way Luka played. You know, it shows you how good a goalie is, and staying dialed in to come in and play. And Austin Orvitz and Vlad got, you know, some more minutes there and did a heck of a job. And I think that's just going to help us down the stretch.
We are over on the left side with Bird. How you doing,
Happy New
Bird?
Year there, Coach.
You too.
Congratulations on a great week.
Thanks,
2
Bird.
weeks, whatever. Thought that was kind of neat having Zach McClellan around all through the.
Yeah. It was interesting for sure.
Yeah. What was your take on Take Me Out to the Ball Game?
Well, I think that just showed Zach. I mean, you know, some guys contribute on the ice, and his obviously contributions were outside of the ring.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, great. I thought he did an awesome job, and anyone that knows Zach, I mean, he was just being himself, and I told him afterwards, you better be careful. The Cubs might be calling you back to do another one.
Hey, Coach, I was wondering, on that goalie, I thought it was goalie interference. Can you explain what the ref said and what happened on that?
Well, the refs didn't say anything, so he never got an explanation. So, you know, Dan Sturgis called down, and you know, I agree with him at that point you know, you got to challenge it. And, you know, I think at the end of the day, you know, Bazzi was right next to him, and his arms extended a little bit. So they felt like he had potentially pushed him in. And so, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's the thing with goalie, you know, interference and the challenges. That's a little bit too, you know, you look at that game, you know, the first goal we gave up, we contemplated calling a timeout. We haven't done that a ton with our team. And part of it is I don't want to ring the bell for our guys. I think, you know, dig in, and we had an icing call, and Dorwart's line was out there for a while. And, you know, but you want to hang on to that timeout a little bit for those challenge situations. Right. And so we took a swing at it. We didn't get it right. And doesn't mean we agree with it, but that was the call.
All right. Got another one right up front here.
Yeah, the game was already late down at Wrigley Field. How do you work? What do the players do when the women's team had 5 zillion shootouts?
Yeah.
I thought we'd be up till 2 a.m. until they could get done. So how do you keep them on focus, and what do they do? And
Yeah,
it was late.
for sure. And it was a late game. And actually, look at how long the game was. The game was 3 hours and 43 minutes. Normally, we're a 2-hour game, right? So you throw in the 3 media timeouts. They were 2 minutes long. Normally, we have 1 media timeout that's 1 minute long. There's 18-minute intermissions. Normally, we're at 12, right? So it was different. But I think that's all part of the experience that will help our guys down the stretches. That potentially could happen if we earn a spot in the NCAA tournament. The game could go to overtime, and you got to sit and wait. And our guys' job is to be ready when the puck drops, right? And so you got to just stay focused. What happens is there's a game clock that eventually sets at 60 and works its way down. We go out for warm-ups. I think it's at 38 on the clock. So once we kind of get a feel for when that clock's going to start, then guys can kind of get back into the routine.
Here's another question on the left side. Bev has the mic.
Coach, I'm sure you've seen it, but not everybody has. The tour of Munarina, the new edition done by Chiclet University.
Yep.
It's on YouTube.
Yep.
And if anybody hasn't seen that, it's awesome. I can't imagine any recruit coming in and not signing up.
Once
they go through that. But what'd you think of the tour?
I thought they did a great job, right? They've toured around and gone to different universities, and good for them. They're trying to spread the word on college hockey. And, and I think that, to your point, Bev, is it's super competitive, right? And we like to think we have a great facility, but other teams in the country do for sure. And that's one thing we make sure is when we target kids and we start recruiting and you get down to the short strokes is we don't want kids to come here because of the facility. The facility is not going to make you a good hockey player, right? So you got to put the time in, you got to sweat. And, we have a really nice weight room, but we always tell the kids it's that 45-pound plate weighs the same as a rusty one in a garage. And if you want to get stronger, you got to lift it. And so I think, again, but if you get the right kids and then you have a facility like that, I think you can really take off.
We got time for one more here in the front of the room.
Hi, Coach.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
I just wanted to know, I'm guessing some of your players have played in a winter game, outside game before, but them and also those that have not. What, if anything, do you do different to get them psyched into? You're going to be out there freezing your U-Haws off, but but to keep them, like she said, keep focused in the midst of all that. I mean,
no, you're right. It's not easy. That's the challenge, and they're excited about playing. One thing that was probably would have been nice had we. Normally, we go and practice at wherever we're playing the day before, right? And there was games going on, so we literally pulled the bus up. That was our guys' first time at Wrigley, and they got ready and played, and then we bust out. So sometimes you be able to get a feel for the rink, but I think our job as a staff is to keep it as normal as possible, right? Is at the end of the day, we're trying to play our best and try to win a hockey game. And, the best way to enjoy that experience is to go out and play your best. Doesn't mean you're going to win, but if we get back on that bus and say, hey, we played our best, it'll make it a great experience. So I think just trying to keep it as normal as possible for the guys is really important. And I thought our guys understood that and did a good job.
I don't know about you. I lost my U-Haws. Did you lose any U-Haws?
Yeah, no, maybe.
We are live in East Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Adam Nightingale. Our show is powered by IBEW NICA 665. We'll come back and talk with Luca DePasquo after these words from your very own local station. You're listening to the Adam Nightingale Show.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Our lives are a collection of experiences. From fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
At first, credit card debt can seem harmless, like a cute little baby goat. But let it get out of control, and your debt goes wild, and that is anything but cute. Tame your debt with Rocket Mortgage. Tap into your home's equity and get funds in a matter of days. Just visit tameyourdebt.com. Call 1-800-407-3944 for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Coming back to One North Kitchen and Bar in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. We're back with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. You know, the electrical contractors of IBEW NECA 665 provide the safest, highest quality electrical work at the best value to their customers. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org. Before we get to Luca, Rob is around here. So, he's right over there. New setup. I'm having trouble finding you over there, but
very sneaky.
He's got our memorable moment for tonight.
I'm very sneaky at 298 pounds. All right, so we're going to go. This is kind of fitting because it has to do with Wisconsin. We're going to go back to November 17th and 18th of 2023. So not too long ago.
No.
So why am I bringing this one up? Well, Wisconsin came to town that weekend as the number one team in the country in both polls, and Michigan State ended up sweeping Wisconsin in that series. We won 4-2 and 3-2. Now, we've done it as a program 3 separate times, but that was the very first time we've done it at Munn, where we have swept the number one team in the country. The 2 previous times we did it at Dem Hall in 1974, January 4th and 5th. That was against Wisconsin as well, won 5-4 and 7-6. And then we did it up at Michigan Tech that same year, 1974, November 8th and 9th. We won 4-2 and 5-2. Now, we did sweep Minnesota somewhat, right? We had the win and then the shootout win.
Yeah, we got 5 points.
Yeah, not a true sweep, but
that's right.
That's our memorable moment of the week.
And now, by the way, the series record between the Spartans and the Badgers, the Spartans have 70 wins against 55 for the Badgers and just 4 ties in the whole series. Well, now we are joined by goaltender number 31, Luca DePasquo from Livonia, Michigan. Luca, thanks for coming out tonight.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
I usually talk to guys the first time and say, how did you get started playing hockey? Was there a family connection in the game? Was it just friends in the community? How'd you get started?
Yeah. My family's originally from Canada, so it kind of tells you everything you need to know right there. But both my father and my uncle played. My uncle played at Ohio State, unfortunately. But so that they kind of got me into the sport at a young age.
That's okay. Neil Kepke played at Ohio State too, and we still like him. So we've got a question from the audience for you.
Luca, what a week, huh?
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Not bad. You had 4 wins. Of all those, what do you remember the most? What do you think you worked the hardest to get the win?
Probably the outdoor game. Like Coach said earlier, it was a long game. It was late. You're an hour behind from what you're used to, so it was probably the most difficult win, in my opinion.
Lucas, some other things that you're not used to are the sight lines and the lighting at Wrigley. I mean, it's just different, right? So I'm curious, how did you prepare for that game? As Knights just said, I mean, we pulled up, and that's the first time you guys had been there. Did you want to see something different during warmups? Did you tell the guys up front, say, hey, I need some shots from here, or was it situation normal for you?
No, it wasn't too bad. The lights were pretty bright, but you hit the ice and just try to get right into it. Try not to think about it too much.
Yeah, Coach Mason used to tell me that he didn't like playing at Notre Dame. The rink was not centered under the roof; it was offset, and he had the feeling that the goaltenders, if they were down, they needed something to center on. You can't do that outdoors, though.
No, you can't.
Is that a fact? Is that something that you guys worry about?
Not really. No,
Okay.
It doesn't make that much of a difference, in my opinion.
Okay. What is it about goaltending that you enjoyed enough to become a goaltender? Because I'm assuming when you start playing, everybody plays every position. Somebody gets to be goaltender, one day, and then somebody else the next. What was it about the position?
Yeah, well, at a young age, most players can't lift the puck, right? So
yeah,
I learned the paddle down move pretty quick, and no one could score for a year. So that was kind of what solidified it for me.
That's great.
We all know that hockey players of your caliber, Luca, need to leave home and play junior hockey. But your path added a few flyer miles to your account. Tell everybody where you went after playing for Honey Baked in Detroit.
Yeah, well, no, I definitely had some miles on me during junior. So I started in Shreveport, Louisiana, way down south.
As a mud bug.
Yeah, as a mud bug. And after the new year, I went to Muskegon for the rest of the season. And the following year, I went to Maryland in the North American League. And then the season after that, I played in Penticton in British Columbia. So I kind of hit the South, East Coast, West Coast, everywhere.
Yeah, you were everywhere.
And how'd you end up coming here to Michigan State?
It was during my year in Maryland that I was recruited by the old staff, and it was a no-brainer for me. This was where I wanted to play, so that's how it happened.
And then when staffs changed, you obviously decided to stay. Knights, why did you want to keep Luca?
Well, I think we're doing our homework, right? You get an opportunity like this. You want good people, you want team people, right? And everyone I talk to, that's the first thing they brought up about Luca. Hard worker, puts the team first, and obviously his goaltending speaks for itself, right? He did a heck of a job in junior. Went to Penticton. I mean, I think he only lost a couple games there, right? And they won the championship, so winning pedigree. But I think the biggest thing going back, we were trying to lay a foundation of having good people, team people, low maintenance people, and Luca's certainly that.
Well, and you got interviewed quite a bit here in the last few weeks, right? And you listen to what Knight says there, and every time you started mentioning the guys up in front, what a great job that they did. You played obviously absolutely fantastic. The question I have for you, let's go back to the GLI. You get named as on the all-tournament team. You kind of start skating away a little bit, and you get yanked back. And you get picked as the tournament MVP. I'm curious, did you have any clue that was coming, or did you really start skating away saying, "Oh, that's it. That I got the all-tournament team"?
Yeah, no, I had no idea at first. I was my first.
What'd they say to you too? Come on back here, son. Or
he nudged me. I was like, "No, stay here." My first reaction was to go back to celebrate with the boys, and then he was stay here. So it was awesome though.
And here's what working together for 19 years do. I had the exact same question in my notes for you. We both were amazed when you took those 2 steps and then turned around and went back. That was a great honor for you. We've got some special questions for you here after the break, so stay tuned, as they say. Frankly, you'll want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on Spartan Media Network radio stations all across the state of Michigan. It's presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Find your local independent agent at FMINS.com. We'll be back with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665, right after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
It's the New Year, New Ride sales event at Shaheen Chevrolet. Choose your ride from our huge selection of nearly 400 new Chevrolets. Get the rugged Silverado for just $182 a month, or the fuel-efficient Equinox for $256 a month. Drive home an affordable Trax for just $217 a month. Good credit, bad credit, or no credit, we'll get you approved. We'll go the extra mile to earn your business. Visit 632 American Road in Lansing or ShaheenChevrolet.com.
Back to One North Kitchen and Bar in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back for more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. Raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We are visiting with Spartan goaltender Luca DePasquo, and Woody's been asking the same questions of everybody all season long, and so I have my pen and paper here to get the answers written down. Woody?
I thought maybe we'd have kind of a mid-season update on who's winning, but I don't think we have time for that today. So,
and I've got it all totaled up. I don't have it in my book.
Okay,
So-
all right. Hey, Luca,
Sorry
before we
about
get
that.
going with these questions, I'm curious, did you wear anything different to prepare for the cold at Wrigley?
No, besides the beanie and warm-ups, which didn't warm me up one bit. I tried the ski mask and it was uncomfortable, so I tried to keep it pretty similar.
Okay, we got 10 questions. First thing that comes to mind, you answer them. Like Scott said, we've been asking everybody the same question, with the exception of question 3, and I'll get to that in a second. So, You ready?
Yep.
All right. Your favorite hockey player as a kid?
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Other than hockey, what sport are you best at?
Lacrosse.
Okay, so here's the question I got to preface that's with, because we asked forwards one question, we asked defensemen another question, we've asked the goalie a different question. So the William Jennings Trophy in the NHL, it's awarded annually to the best goalie or goalies, the partners, that has the lowest goals against average. But each goalie's got to play a minimum of 25 games. So that being said, retired or a current goalie, who would be your dream partner to win a William Jennings Trophy?
I'd have to stick with Marc-Andre Fleury.
All
Just
right.
everything he's done in his career.
Perfect. Which teammate do you bring to an escape room?
I'll take Russ.
Who on the team is most likely to end up dating a celebrity?
Isaac Howard.
I think we've heard that name before.
Which teammate is most likely to end up a coach?
I could see Bazzi being a coach.
Coach Knights needs you to dig a 5 foot by 5 foot deep trench. You got to get it done in 5 minutes. Who do you pick to get it done?
Tommy.
Okay. The weightlifter. Yeah.
Who on the team would win a Dancing with the Stars competition?
I think it's Iceman.
You're the coach. Who do you send out first in a shootout?
KD.
All right.
Last question. What's the best thing about Mun Arena?
The fans. The noise, how loud they are.
Luca DePasquo, thank you.
All right, before we let you get away, I've got one more Wrigley question for you. What was maybe the most fun aspect and the hardest part of playing that game at Wrigley?
I think the most fun part was after Russ had scored the OT winner. I didn't really know where to go, so I went to Gilby, and I hit a rivet or something and just totally wiped out after the game.
I wondered where you wound up.
That's great. But the hardest part was probably how long the game took. You know, that's difficult going from a 2-hour game to a 3-hour plus.
Yeah.
So that was difficult to manage.
Yeah, it certainly was. Well, everybody, that is number 31, Luca DePasquo. Thanks for coming out, and thanks for a great week too. We all had
Great
fun.
job. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. Let's move on to our Alumni Hall trivia question here, and you win a ticket to an upcoming or pair of tickets to an upcoming game. The question tonight, including this past weekend, how many times have the current members of the Big Ten played in outdoor games since the Cold War started it all in 2001? So we've got a number here, and I will give you higher or lower if your guess is wrong. So who wants to go first? Get your hands up.
And if you were listening to our pregame show, you'd know this
you
answer.
might know this, exactly, if you were paying attention. Who wants to give it the first shot? Anybody over there? How about the
Bria's got a hand up.
Bria's got a
I'll
chance.
say
at it.
10.
You'll say 10. You are low, sir. It is more than 10. So we know this much. It's double digits somehow. Who is? Oh, well, Bird's got an answer here. Get your hands up if you want to try to.
Scott, does this mean no one was listening to the?
Sadly, I think it might. I think it might.
I wasn't listening, Scott, but I was listening to you guys all the way back from Detroit Saturday night. But 14, I'll say.
14 is a good guess, but you're still low. Okay, so and this is not just Michigan State. This is every current Big Ten team.
22.
22 is too high.
Mr. Falk has a guess here.
So we're before 14.
20.
20 is too high. We're narrowing down on it. 18? Bingo.
Nice.
Cheryl Little wins. It was 18 games in 13 separate events. In addition to the 3 games played last weekend, the Office Max Hockey City Classic in February of 2013 had 2 games featuring Notre Dame, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. And the Great Lakes Invitational in December of 2013 had 3 games, 2 semifinals, one featuring the Spartans, one with the Wolverines, and then those 2 teams met in the 3rd place game with Michigan State prevailing 3-0. Michigan State now 2-2-2 in outdoor games, unless you count 1922 to 1930 when they played all the games outdoors. Then Michigan State is 12-27-3 outdoors. Nice. That's a little bit of research went into that. Whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for your entire community. You help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give initiative. Learn more online at Meijer.com. The Adam Nightingale Show is powered by IBEW NICA 665 and will continue after this timeout on the Spartan Media Network.
Do you need an electric vehicle charger installed? Whether for a home, business, school, or more, IBEW NICA 665 contractors are the experts in EV charging installations. Our electricians aren't just licensed. We have advanced training and certification through the Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Training Program, or EVITP. The EVITP gives us the most comprehensive training available, which means we install EV chargers to the highest standards of quality and safety. Visit IBEWNECA665.org to find a contractor for your next project.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at U of M Health.
Back to One North Kitchen and Bar in 3, 2, 1, live.
We are back with more of the Spartan hockey talk on the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. Whether your move is across town or across the nation, the MUN team can help. Whether you're in the market to buy, sell, or both, check out the MUN team online at munteam.com. That's Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They're realtors who get results. Let's go to our alumni spotlight for this week. And the spotlight is Drew Miller. During his 3 seasons at MSU, he produced 39 goals, 47 assists for 86 points, along with Adam Nightingale. Drew was an assistant captain on the 2004-05 team. The following year, he captained the 05-06 team that would eventually end up as CCHA tournament champs. That same season, Miller would capture team MVP honors, CCHA Best Defensive Forward, and the CCHA Humanitarian Award. After his junior year at MSU, he played 12 seasons professionally, included 571 career NHL games with Detroit, Tampa Bay, and Anaheim. He won the Stanley Cup with the Ducks in 2007. Now, today, Drew is working as an insurance agent, licensed in personal and commercial for property and casualty lines at KIG Insurance in Metro Detroit. He still skates as well, playing frequently for the Detroit Red Wings alumni team. And that is our story on Drew Miller for tonight. And Rob has another one of our fun facts.
Yeah,
college hockey fun fact.
The college hockey fun fact of the week. It was actually our college hockey fun fact a few weeks ago at the last show, but we never got to it. But it's still relevant, so I'm going to stick with it today. So we just had the 58th GLI tournament, right? And we made our 48th appearance in that tournament. So Michigan Tech is the only team that has appeared in all 58 tournaments. You know who won the first tournament, Neil? The first GLI? In 1965, University of Toronto at you know where they won it? Olympia Stadium. Yeah, correct. Michigan State claimed its first of now 13 titles back in 1973, and there's been a total of 31 different schools that have played in the GLI throughout the years. Besides us, Tech, and Michigan, the most participation the most teams that have participated in the GLI, Western Michigan 7 times now, Northern 7 times as well, BU, Boston University 5 times, and another Boston team, Harvard, has also played 5 teams. That's your college hockey fun fact of the week.
All right. We did have a question that was sent in electronically from Dawn up in Ovid, but we already covered it. She was wondering about actually for you, Rob.
Oh.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Zach's Harry Kane?
Oh, I thought I'd give it a 10.5. I mean, it was turning up to 11, right?
Yeah.
I'll take an assist on the glasses, but
I was just going to say,
I'll tell you what. He was Harry personified there. The way he had the microphone swinging into the stands.
Oh, yeah.
I texted him. I said, Harry would have been proud of you, my man.
He went there actually with Chris Lawrence, and I called him before the game to just see where his head was at, and he did a little rendition. And then Seelaw told me he was actually practicing in the shower. So he put a lot of time into it.
You know what? Right
that's
when he
a
started,
very Zach thing.
when he started singing, because I was curious on how he's gonna, do it. And I'm like, he had to have practiced
yeah,
this because
yeah.
he did a really good
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
It was hilarious.
I think his wife said her only piece of advice was, Zach, just don't embarrass the family.
Did he accomplish it?
He did a great job.
He did a great job.
So you had an online question. We had another question in the audience. It was about the ice out there nights. Some people are saying, hey, because we talked a little bit about during the post game that it seemed a little bouncy out there. The outdoor games, they can get a little snowy. Did you prep the team in any way, I guess, in talking about how ice conditions may be and maybe simplify some things?
Yeah, we talked to the teams that played before, the ones that we have relationships with, and asked, they thought it was pretty good. It got snowy as the game, went on, and even within the period. And I thought that was a big deal, right? We had the 3 TV timeouts, and they'd patch, and they did a good job with it, but the snow would build up, right? So then, I mean, the boards were real, like the dasher was like really active, but the rest of the boards were pretty dead. So you could put pucks to areas and you could make a hard play, but that snow would slow it down. So even within the game, at the start of the period, the ice would be really good. Then it would deteriorate a little bit, but I thought the guys did a good job of managing it.
Knights, I'm curious what you talked to the team at the end of regulation against Wisconsin, because you look at the previous month, we were down 2 goals in 3 of 6 games. But in this Wrigley game, we were up 2 goals, and Wisconsin came back against us. Then we went up 3-2, and then they scored one with 48 seconds in regulation to tie it up. So now we're going into overtime. Usually a team that scores late like that has a lot of momentum. But Wisconsin didn't really seem to carry that momentum. I'm curious on what you said to your squad. And by the way, what a face-off win by Shouty at the end.
Big time, yeah.
But what was the conversation with the guys?
Yeah, just we've been here before. We know how to do this, and give them some key concepts we believe in for 3-on-3. And I actually think a lot of ways it's harder to end up winning that game when you're up, 2 goals. They tie it, you're up again, they tie it late. I think sometimes that's harder to do that than coming back and winning a game, right? To try to regain your composure. But again, our guys have shown that they have a little bit of ice water, and doesn't mean you're going to win every single one of them, but they were in a good spot heading overtime.
You have to be impressed with the mental toughness of this team, and we've seen it time and time again through the first half of the season.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome, and I mean, credit to our leadership group and of just focusing on things you can control, and that's your next shift.
The one question that I have been asked the most since that game is about your choice not to wear a hat on the bench. And I know you got a great head of hair and everything, so you got more protection than either Woody or I have. But how did you do it? How did you make it through a 3-hour and 48-minute game without a hat on down there?
Yeah, well, first with the hair, I mean, my daughter tells me I don't have a good head of hair, so it's
compared to me, it's a great head of hair.
No, I think I don't know. We just talked as a staff, and it really wasn't that bad. I mean, there was heat on the bench.
You had heat or something.
Yeah, and there was a thing, and there's a little hole where the hot air was blowing out. And I think when you get the adrenaline going in the game, it really wasn't a big deal. I think people, you're watching it, you're probably thinking, these guys are crazy, which could be part of it. That could be true, but it wasn't bad.
I saw you guys, but no, I'm like, I got to stay no hat here, in Chicago. And then somebody sent a screenshot of the TV and said, hey, I can see it. And I just saw my bald head out there. I'm like, all right, the hat's going on.
You made it for a period.
I made it for a period.
You made it for a period. We're going to take a break. We're live with the head coach of the Spartans, Adam Nightingale. Tonight's show powered by IBEW NICA 665. We're back to talk about Penn State after these words from your very own local station. You're listening to the Adam Nightingale Show.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens. Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base.
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Back to One North Kitchen and Bar in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665. Our show today coming to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar, located on Abbott Road, just north of Saginaw in East Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar, East Lansing, making good times great. Well, the Spartans head off to Happy Valley for a series against Penn State. Your team has already finished playing Wisconsin. You haven't even started playing Penn State yet for the year. And Nittany Lions haven't had a lot go right for them this season, but it certainly did change over the weekend. They played very well against the Irish, coming up with their first conference win on Sunday at Notre Dame.
No doubt. I mean, they're every team in our conference is good and competitive, and all the games are close, right? And so you look at their, especially playing at their building, it's a very tough building to play in. It'll be packed. They got a great student section. They've had some injuries for sure that have contributed to some of their wins and losses, and specifically in net, right? I think they got their guy back that he just had a shutout there on Sunday and is a heck of a goalie. And so we'll have our hands full. And again, the same thing for us is we got to keep we just got to make sure when we play, other teams see our best.
Yeah, Alexei Sergeyev, the goaltender, transferred in after 2 productive seasons at UConn, and he looked really sharp over the past weekend. Plus, he takes up a lot of net at 6'4".
Yeah, no, he's a big goalie. He's athletic. Like he's a big part of their team. Again, he's been out for a while, but has come back here and obviously played well. And again, we're excited about going out there. I think that's a really good team to play because you find out a lot about your group, especially in their barn.
When you look at Penn State at 1-8-1 in the Big Ten, and like Scotty said, and you said they've had a little bit of bad luck and with injuries and whatnot. Do you worry about your team? We just talked about how mentally tough they've been. Do you worry about them overlooking Penn State at all? We just had a big game at Wrigley. We've got Michigan coming up. I have to imagine the answer to that question is no. Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that we've tried to be consistent with our message of our guys is we're judging them on us playing our best, right? And in our sport, we can go there and play our best and not win. That's just the truth, right? And so we got to just make sure we play how we need to play, and I think our guys are starting to understand that more and more. Like if we play like we need to play to be a good hockey team, I think we're a really good hockey team. If we don't, I think we're just an average hockey team. So making that choice right from the start.
Spartans dream big, and MSU Federal Credit Union is here to support you every step of the way. Whether your goal is to pay off your student loan, build your dream home, or save for retirement, MSU FCU has you covered. They are the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. Back with one more break. And back with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NECA 665, right after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Hey, Dad, did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need three things. 1. You love saving money and earning cash back. 2. You have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3. When it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt, USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt.
Back to One North Kitchen and Bar in 3, 2, 1, live.
Welcome back. We're back with more of the Adam Nightingale Show, powered by IBEW NICA 665. Coach, we got just a few seconds left, but I understand you got a helping hand from the Spartan football team getting ready for that game at Wrigley. They gave you some extra cold weather gear.
Yeah, it was great. T. McGee walked over to the football building, got the guys all hooked up, and they definitely were warm for the game.
Well, our next game's at Penn State. Friday, airtime is 6:30. Saturday is 5:30. Both games will be on the Big Talker, 1240 WJIM. Our next show is 1 week from tonight, January 14th, right back here. We'll break down Penn State and preview the first of 2 weekends against Michigan. Thanks to Coach, Woody, Luca, our producer, back in the studio, Chris, Gage, and all the fans. Go Green!
You've been listening to the Adam Nightingale Show on the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports, powered by the IBEW NICA 665. Learn more at IBEWNECA665.org. The Adam Nightingale Show has also been brought to you by Shaheen Chevrolet, offering the largest inventory of new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles in Lansing. Buy, lease, trade in, or sell us your vehicle at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Relax and enjoy the Shaheen difference. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Raise hope and foster dreams. Start your journey to becoming a foster parent today at michigan.gov/hope for a home. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results. And by Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. The Adam Nightingale Show has been a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved. Join us next time right here on the Spartan Media Network.